I'd like to welcome back to the program Mark McBriarty. He's the Director of Home Instead Senior Care. Now, hello.
Hi Janice, how are you? Nice to see you again.
Well, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Now, you have been on the program before, and we've talked about this home care, senior care. Just explain again to us exactly what it's all about.
Okay, so home care is really the non-medical aspects about staying in your own home and staying independent. So it's all about assistance with everything from dressing and grooming, meal preparations, shopping, incidental transportation to social and medical appointments, those little things that people need to help them remain independent and living in their own homes.
And as you're saying just before, you have people up to the age of 102
Indeed.
that are still very independent, but just need that extra helping hand, as you say, with gardening and such like.
Very much so.
Since you've been talking to us before, so what has changed in that area?
Look, there's been an enormous change that went through, and interestingly it happened about an hour before Julia Gillard was tapped on the shoulder. So aged care not being that sexy sort of passed under the radar a little bit, but the most fundamental changes to aged care in probably 50 years. I think the two biggest changes that came through was really a change in focus from the government from residential care to home care. So we've currently got about 50,000 packages available to Australians to help them stay at home. That's moving up to 80,000 in the next 7 years. That's an enormous increase.
It's a huge increase.
There is a lot of pent-up demand out there, though.
So is that just that the government is recognising the fact that there are so many people out there wanting to do this and not going into nursing homes?
They did an exhaustive survey, and it was around 92% of people that were over the age of 70 were hell-bent on staying in their own homes till...
That's a huge
absolutely,
percentage.
it is. So there's been a shift away from residential care, and the other major change has been that clients now have control over the amount of money they spend.
Yes.
So instead of the funding going to a provider, it now goes to the family or to the individual if they're capable of doing so.
Okay.
So it really opens up the door for them to be able to really tailor the services down to what they need.
Exactly what they need.
So rather than...
Instead of having a plan from a service that this is what you get, you actually itemise and the family actually work it out for that individual.
So it used to be pretty much the tail wagging the dog, telling you that we'll come around on shower you on Monday, Wednesday, Friday and take you shopping Saturday. And
this is when the bus comes and you have to be ready by
and
the
you can
back
imagine
door.
a baby boomer saying, look, that'll be fine with me. Things are changing and the baby boomers are driving a lot of that change.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fascinating. It is. We have in not such a long time that this has changed dramatically from people wanting to be so independent for such a long time. And that your service is there for them.
Look, I think people often thought that it was in crisis that someone was unwell and the family were gathered around a hotel or a hospital bed, I should say, saying it's either mum's moving into one of our homes or she's moving into a nursing home. And I think people are saying that with a little bit of subtle assistance, there's no reason why an individual can't continue to remain in their own home with a little bit of social support and a bit of assistance with some of the activities of daily living.
But it also is, obviously, if you've got somebody like that at home, they're far more comfortable in their own surroundings, to have their own personal things around them and just know that there is their support when they need it.
Look, absolutely. The local butcher, the local church that they attend, they are the fabric of the community, older people, and if we shunt them away over to the side, then we really miss out on some of the valuable mentoring and some of the great roles that they play in our society. So it's important that we help people and get them involved and still
nurture them
absolutely
for what they do for the community.
No question of that.
So, Mark, what sort of changes can you see that will be coming up because of the change of government that we have?
Look, not so much with the change of government. I think it really is about the changing demographic. At the moment there's 4 people working for every person who is receiving an age pension. By 2050 there will be 2 people working for every person that's on a pension. The pension was put together when the average age was 67. It's now 87. So we're going to see, you know, a tightening of economics, and people are going to need to start planning more. If they want additional services, then they're going to need to start planning for that. I think we're going to see some more products such as long-term care insurance come in, so that people that are in their 70s and 80s, you know, have the resources to be able to get the care that they need.
Yeah, security.
Very much so.
So this is all, you have lots of volunteers, obviously. This is...
No, look, we're a fee-for-service provider, so all of the people that work for me often volunteer elsewhere on their days off, but we are paid providers of very professional care. So they come to me and undertake around about 12 months of intensive training, which is really about how do I stimulate, encourage and assist someone to maintain their independence. And it's really an art form, and we've got some wonderful people working for us, some in their 70s, quite a few in their 60s, and probably the vast majority of my workforce is in the 50s. You know, quite a number of people that work for me have had very high-level professional careers, but are looking to do something of substance and something that they can take home and make them feel good at the end of the day. And I'm sure they could be better paid doing other things, but I don't think there's quite any job that allows you the satisfaction of seeing the look on someone's face.
Exactly.
And the major cause for death for people over the age of 85 is complications from slips, trips and falls. So a lot of the work that we do is particularly around mobilising to make sure people mobilise safely in the showers, getting up, those sorts of things. We can really reduce the risks of falls, and that's a very important role that we play. Often people have given up on cooking because they couldn't reach the plates or they couldn't. So by having someone come in and assist people with some of the opening jars can mean that people can still remain involved in their cooking, which get the smells and sensations in the house, which stimulates appetite and enables people to keep remaining. But just
also to feel that they're still being needed to, I think once you stop and feel that you can't do anything, that's when you just fade away.
There's no surprises there, is there? Once you remain, you've got to remain active and involved in the community. And you only have to look at those lovely lavender ladies at the Royal Adelaide Hospital who are in their 90s, escorting people around 30 years younger, and they're the rock that they're looking for.
Well,
so no sense of age whatsoever.
No, and it's wonderful. Mark, I really think this organisation is just fantastic, and we probably all have somebody that we know that is probably getting to that age or that situation where maybe they're needing a little bit of help. They might be a bit stubborn at the moment, but it could be something that you can sit down and discuss and offer your services.
Look, we have a booklet that's free for anyone called When Seniors Say No. It's quite often that people are fiercely independent. I'll be all right,
Don't
Jack.
want to borrow
Absolutely. And they're the kind of people that we like to work with, is that they're fiercely independent. They just want a bit of subtle assistance. If we put the right person in place that's not there to boss them around and tell them what to do, then
I guess they have to be compatible, don't they?
It's a huge part of what we do.
You don't want a clash of
certainly not
personalities going on there.
Thrown straight out of the house.
Look, if you want any further information, we do have, we can give that to you later, but this is certainly something that you can discuss with your elderly parents or friends. Mark, we really appreciate you coming in and talking to us about this again, and if anything else changes along the way, perhaps you can come back and talk to us about that too.
Would be delighted. Thanks for the opportunity, Jazz.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.